What's up, everyone, and welcome to Jason Old Art Behind the Art. Today we're going to have a look at a root sculpture that I titled Gentle Giant or the Surfing Shark, whichever one works for you. But this was actually a root that we dug up on my property in Nicaragua. And in fact, I'm going to put the root right here. That way you can have a look at it and decide for yourself what you think it is or what you would have painted. And so we originally dug this up, and we were all convinced that it was a snail, and mainly because of this right here. And then of course this indicated some sort of shell, but honestly it was upside down, but we didn't care. We kind of thought it was funny. But so we put it on the fence post and we let it sit there for a while, and eventually one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it home and paint it like a snail, just to surprise everybody. So they'd show up in the morning and we'd get a laugh out of it. And so I did this a light, like a tan, and then I did this, I actually kept the swirls were there too, and I made it just like dark brown to indicate, a shell. But when I was doing that, my friend was like, Jason, that looks like a shark riding a wave. And I didn't see that because I was so hung up or convinced that it was a snail. But I sort of took a step back and I was like, you know what? That's exactly what it is. And it's perfect. It worked perfectly because I kept this swirl vibe right here to indicate movement and a wave. And I made it blue, of course, for water. And then this just was the perfect shape for a great white shark. And so, you have the tail fin here, you have the mouth right here. It just all really worked well. And it went from, being something that I was effectively joking around with to, what I think is an absolutely awesome sculpture. And so for me, what really tied it all together, or I would say maybe one of my favorite parts about it, was right here, the gills. And I really had a blast painting those gills. And I think it was a good way to sort of bring the sculpture painting, the root sculpture, to a close and make it more lifelike or more convincing that it is a shark, right? And so, because it doesn't have a fin here, so that, obviously is something that you got to overlook. But the body, the tail, the mouth, and everything is there. And then, like I said, I finished it off with the gills. And on top of that, as you can see, it sits perfectly. It's got its own stand, and it just makes sense that this is the water and then this would be the shark. And so I was really really happy with how it turned out, and I had a blast doing it as well. But yeah, this was a root we dug up, and like I said, I gave it two names just because I called it Gentle Giant because, I know that the great white gets such a bad reputation, but, really it's a majestic and beautiful creature that just glides through the ocean. And so, but of course, to be fun, I wanted to make it the surfing shark too, because it is a shark riding a wave. But yeah, like I said, this is Gentle Giant or the Surfing Shark. And, this has been another episode of Behind the Art. And as always, stay stoked.